Welcome back to Clutch Arena, your home for the most explosive NBA coverage and deep dive analysis in the league. If you're looking for the heart-pounding highlights and the stories behind the box score, you are in the right place. Tonight, we aren't just talking about a game, we are talking about a collision of two completely different basketball philosophies. We've got the glitz, the glamour, and the championship pedigree of the Los Angeles Lakers going head-to-head against the raw, unbridled energy and the future-forward pace of the Houston Rockets. This isn't just another night on the NBA calendar. This is Hollywood versus H-Town, and the atmosphere inside the arena was absolutely electric. Before we break down the X's and O's, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications, because at Clutch Arena, we never miss a beat when the game is on the line. The narrative coming into this matchup was impossible to ignore. On one side, you have the Lakers, led by the ageless wonder LeBron James and the defensive powerhouse Anthony Davis. They are a team built for the big stage, looking to prove that experience still reigns supreme in an increasingly young league. On the other side, you have a Houston Rockets squad that is no longer just the team of the future. They are the team of right now. With a core of high-flying athletes who play with a chip on their shoulder, the Rockets came into tonight looking to make a statement. They didn't just want to compete. They wanted to humiliate the veterans on their own floor. From the moment the players stepped onto the hardwood for warm-ups, you could feel the tension. There was no friendly chatter at mid-court, just focused stares and the sound of heavy sneakers gripping the floor. As the lights dimmed and the introductions began, the crowd was already at a fever pitch. The Lakers fans were out in full force, expecting a dominant performance, but the Rockets bench was chirping from the jump. The key question on everyone's mind was simple: can the Rockets' speed neutralize the Lakers' size? Or will the veteran IQ of Los Angeles be too much for the young guns from Texas to handle? As the officials stepped to center court for the tip-off, you knew we were in for something special. The ball went up, the clock started ticking, and within the first 30 seconds, the physical intensity reached playoff levels. This was a battle for respect, a battle for momentum, and most importantly, a battle for the soul of the Western Conference. Buckle up, because the first quarter was a tactical masterclass and a physical war all rolled into one, and we are just getting started. The opening tip-off was just the appetizer, because as soon as the first quarter got underway, it was clear that the Houston Rockets weren't intimidated by the bright lights or the legends across from them. The Rockets came out with a blistering pace, pushing the ball in transition before the Lakers' defense could even get set. Jalen Green set the tone early, blowing past his defender for a massive one-handed flush that silenced the crowd for a split second. Houston's game plan was evident: turn this into a track meet. They were crashing the glass and looking for kick-out threes, catching the Lakers' veteran rotations a step slow. On the defensive end, the Rockets were swarming, playing a high-pressure man-to-man that forced a couple of uncharacteristic early turnovers from Los Angeles. It felt like a young team trying to sprint away with the game before the Giants could wake up. However, you can never count out the basketball IQ in that Lakers locker room. After a quick timeout to settle the nerves, LeBron James took over the point guard duties to slow the tempo down. He started hunting mismatches, backing down smaller guards in the post and forcing the Rockets to send help. That's when the Lakers' offense really started to hum. Anthony Davis became a vacuum on the boards, erasing any second-chance opportunities for Houston and finishing strong through contact on the other end. By the end of the first frame, what looked like a potential blowout for the Rockets turned into a gritty back-and-forth affair. The physicality was ramped up, with bodies hitting the floor on almost every possession, making it clear that neither side was willing to give an inch of paint. As we moved into the second quarter, the bench units took the floor, and that's where the chess match really intensified. The Lakers leaned on their depth, looking for veteran leadership to steady the ship, while the Rockets' second unit kept the pressure high with relentless energy. There was a stretch where both teams traded three-pointers like heavyweight boxers trading haymakers. Every time Houston seemed to build a 5 or 6 point cushion, a big defensive stop by the Lakers led to a transition bucket that kept the game within reach. The narrative of the first half became a battle of styles. Houston's perimeter speed versus the Lakers' interior strength. By the time we approached the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, the Stars were back on the floor, and the intensity reached a crescendo. A series of highlight reel blocks at the rim by the Lakers' front line ignited the home crowd, turning the momentum firmly in favor of the purple and gold. But the Rockets responded with a poise that many didn't expect from such a young group, hitting a buzzer-beating jumper to close out the half. As the players headed to the locker rooms, the scoreboard showed a game that was essentially a dead heat. It was a tactical standoff that left everyone in the arena and everyone watching at home on the edge of their seats, wondering who would blink first in the second half. As the whistle blew to start the second half, the atmosphere inside the arena shifted from excitement to pure, unadulterated tension. This is the championship quarter, the 12 minutes where elite teams separate themselves from the pretenders, and tonight was no exception. The Lakers emerged from the locker room with a completely different defensive posture. They realized that trading buckets with a younger, faster Rockets team was a losing game, so they turned up the physicality. Anthony Davis anchored a no-fly zone in the paint, meeting the Rockets guards at the summit and recording back-to-back blocks that ignited the fast break. It wasn't just about the points, it was about the message. The Lakers were asserting their veteran will, slowing the game down to a half-court grind where their strength and IQ could shine. But if you thought the Houston Rockets were going to fold under that pressure, you haven't been watching this team lately. Every time the Lakers looked poised to stretch the lead into double digits, the Rockets found an answer. Whether it was a corner three in transition or a gritty second-chance layup, Houston showed a level of poise that defied their age. Their coach made a brilliant adjustment by spreading the floor even wider, forcing the Lakers' big men to move out of the paint and defend on the perimeter. This opened up driving lanes that hadn't been there in the first half. The seesaw battle continued, with both teams trading 8-0 runs that kept the fans on their feet and the coaching staffs sweating on the sidelines. The defining stretch of the third quarter came during a chaotic 3-minute window where the officiating let the players play. There were no cheap whistles, just hard screens, aggressive drives, and elite-level shot-making. LeBron James began to orchestrate the offense like a grandmaster, finding shooters in the pocket and keeping the Rockets' defense constantly off balance. On the other side, the Rockets' backcourt played with a nothing-to-lose mentality, taking and making daring shots from well beyond the arc. As the clock wound down in the third, the momentum was swinging like a pendulum. Every defensive stop felt like a game winner, and every turnover felt like a disaster. By the time the buzzer sounded to end the frame, the scoreboard was a reflection of the war we were witnessing. The lead had changed hands multiple times, and the physical toll on the players was starting to show. You could see the heavy breathing during the break, the ice packs coming out, and the intense huddles. The stage was now officially set for a cinematic finish. The stars were aligned, the stakes were at an all-time high, and it all came down to the final 12 minutes. In the next part, we dive into the closing moments, the clutch heroics, and the final result that left the NBA world buzzing. The stakes were at an absolute fever pitch as we entered the final 12 minutes of play. In a game that saw 13 lead changes, the fourth quarter was destined to be a tactical war of attrition. The Houston Rockets, despite being a young squad, held their own through 3 quarters. But as the pressure mounted, the Lakers' championship DNA began to take over. Houston's offense, which had been so fluid early on, suddenly hit a brick wall. In a staggering collapse, the Rockets were held to just 4 points over the final 6 minutes of the game. The turning point came when LeBron James, showing his legendary vision, zipped a pass to Marcus Smart in the corner for a cold-blooded three-pointer that put the Lakers up 94-90 with just 2 minutes remaining. But the real story of the night was the mastery of Luka Doncic. After the Rockets clawed back to tie the game at 85 midway through the quarter, Doncic decided it was winning time. He finished the night with a massive 36 points, hitting back-to-back daggers that broke the Rockets' spirit. On the other side, Jabari Smith Jr. tried to carry the load for Houston with 22 points, and Amen Thompson flirted with a triple-double, but their efforts were undone by 22 team turnovers. The Lakers' defense, led by the interior presence of DeAndre Ayton and the perimeter tenacity of Austin Reeves, turned the Toyota Center into a fortress. Every Rockets possession in the closing minutes felt suffocating as Los Angeles used every bit of their veteran experience to milk the clock and force Houston into contested, desperate shots. As the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard read 192 in favor of the purple and gold. This wasn't just another win. It was the Lakers' 6th straight victory and a massive statement in the Western Conference standings. By securing this win, Los Angeles officially claimed the season tiebreaker over Houston and moved a full game and a half ahead of them for the 3rd seed. For the Rockets, it was a bitter pill to swallow, a reminder that in the NBA, you have to play for a full 48 minutes to beat the elite. The Lakers walked off the floor looking like a team that is peaking at exactly the right time as the playoffs approach. Thank you for joining us here at Clutch Arena for this deep dive into one of the most intense matchups of the season. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on everything happening in the world of basketball, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you the best highlights, the sharpest analysis, and the most clutch moments every single day. Let us know in the comments, do you think this Lakers team has what it takes to go all the way? Or can the young Rockets bounce back from this late-game collapse? Until next time, keep it locked right here on Clutch Arena.